Tarun and Celia Cherian, co-founders of Creator's Child, present a way to unleash your soul's many arms. This is how many of us see ourselves, as physical beings, and we can take great pride in our achievements. Sometimes we aim for goals that are far above, or sometimes we face god-awful terrors. And as we push ourselves to the limit, pray, seek higher powers, then sometimes the cosmic self surprises us. Greater dimensions appear. We see that we have many spiritual bodies with unique powers and freedoms. Yes, we have many spiritual hands, many miraculous ways to touch the universe, sometimes to touch without touching, to go beyond time, space, matter. We now share with you a real-life example of what your soul arms can actually do. There was a time when one of our students staying abroad was in deep trouble. And so we were giving her healing one day. But what we did not tell her was this time we would be using our etheric hands to touch her. At the end of the healing session, we asked her, where had she felt the energy? And she said it was very strange. She had felt as if somebody was brushing and combing her hair. And she said what made it so beautiful was that when she was in trouble as a child, her mother sometimes just combed her hair, and it was very reassuring. When we were touching her, we were told to lightly brush her hair with our etheric fingers, because for some reason that would be very beautiful. And indeed it was. But is there a way to build up your soul arms so you can use it when things are really difficult? Yes, there is a mudra that can help you do so. Hold your hands with your middle finger down, clasp them together at your heart, and you will be opening it up and closing it. Now chant along, Jayavahu me, Devadhara, Devadhara. Jayavahu me, Devadhara, Devadhara. Jayavahu me, Devadhara, Devadhara. This is a very powerful Mudra-Kriya, and you just need to do it for 5 minutes. So it's ideal for people with very little time, busy schedules and very little time. Not only does it energize the root, the heart and the crown chakras, but it also creates shimmering energies around your body that keep growing further and further and further away, till one day your many bodies, the many arms of your faith and spirit come alight and alive. Now turn to a very important question. But can the soul's many arms be misused? The answer is yes. Obviously, yes. If you're beginning to expand your soul's many bodies through the techniques given in this video, then there is no way that the soul's many bodies can be misused. For the nature of the chant and the nature of the mudra very strongly and very deeply links the ego to the higher self, to a divine conscience. But there are people, there are systems in which soul freedoms are used, but not in a way that is blessed. Let us discuss that now. Usually, the soul's many arms feel less than a whisper of the wind. So usually the power is very low. But what if over time the power increases? Well, when you're using the soul's fingers, when you're using your many energy bodies, you need to use it with a certain dignity, with a certain integrity. And if you do not use it with a certain dignity or integrity, it's the same thing which would happen if you were trying to dribble on the football field and you do a weird movement. You will trip and injure yourself. If you push it even worse, and some people do, then you will be literally poisoning yourself, and the effect on yourself is sometimes terrible. Now that you understand the good and the bad, it is time to claim your soul's powers. The soul's many arms are magical and beautiful, and you can use it later when you have gained control over your energy bodies and over your ego to do beautiful things for your family, for yourself, for friends. But this Mudra-Kriya's and chant's greatest strength is that it gives off ripples of energy at a particular plane that affects and blesses many human beings and animals. So after, let's say, 6 months or a year of doing this mudra and chant, you can project yourself out into a part of the world that is very troubled. You need to seat yourself there on an etheric or astral seat. And then if you do this Mudra-Kriya, it will have a very blessed and reassuring effect. It brings in a whisper of hope. It gives people the courage to do a little bit more. That may seem very little, but sometimes little flickers of hope is all that we need to turn despair into triumph. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, visiting creatorschild.com, and growing with God.